And then he's not the only one who has the light shining from within. Our friend and psychic therapist Vincent Genna shares ways to let our inner good shine from the inside out and has tips for recognizing our gifts and talents this holiday season.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us on My Carolina. All right, you know who we have with us on set today. He is our friend Vincent Genna back in the studio.
That is right, Vincent. Thank you for being here. Welcome back. Happy holidays.
Well, happy holidays to you, too.
Very festive outfit
thank
today.
you. It's the holiday season.
The holiday
love it.
season.
You always bring all the great spirit to set.
Absolutely.
Yes, we love the energy that you bring, especially this time of year. It's so festive and fun. And a lot of the times we hear about this so-called light.
Oh, yes, especially this time of year. There are celebrations all over the world in the month of December. It may be coincidental because it's at the end of the year, but there's no such thing as a coincidence. And so many of the celebrations involve some kind of light, a lot of candles.
Right.
Like in the beginning, way back when, we'll go back over 4,000, 5,000 years ago, the Jews started celebrating Hanukkah because of the light in the temple and because the oil lasted for 8 days.
Right.
So you have a menorah,
and
they light a candle each night of the holiday itself. And then after that, of course, in Christianity, we had the light, the Star of David, that pointed out where the birth of Jesus was. And there is a candle, an Advent candle, that you light to celebrate that. Even Kwanzaa has a log with 7 candles in it to light in order to represent the different principles of Kwanzaa. So that goes on through all of the cultures, and since the early times. Why a flame? Why a light? Why candles? Why couldn't it be something else? Because within every single human is an understanding, a knowing, a knowledge, and a wisdom of who we really are. So these celebrations wind up coming out of inspiration, and the symbols that we use are to help remind us of certain things and aspects, not just of life. As a matter of fact, every single celebration that we have here in the United States alone, they're all about aspects of ourselves, no matter what they are. I have a great lecture called Life is a Hallmark Moment that discusses all of that. But that light represents everything that's inside of us.
You know, Vincent, often we hear people say, find that light within you. Is that what you're referring to when we talk about that light?
Okay,
because I don't think any of us ever know what that light is.
You know, it's so funny because there's so many different iconic pictures where you will see a flame within a heart. One of the most famous ones is the infant of Prague, Jesus, with the heart, and there's a flame inside the heart. And again, that flame represents what's inside every single human. And when it comes to light, what does light do?
Burns, shines.
It burns, it shines, but it gets rid of darkness. It gets rid of darkness. So the whole point about understanding that you have a light within you is you have the truth, because symbolically light represents enlightenment, truth, wisdom.
There you go. And you know, it always seems around this time of year, maybe because, as you said, we're nearing the end, we're starting a new one, everybody seems to get a little bit more introspective. Is this a good time to help find that light and help other people find the light within themselves?
Oh, this is the most fabulous time, because whenever you end the year, a lot of people, they go introspectively to assess anyway. They look back on the year, how it was, what they didn't do, what they did do, what more they want for the coming year. Right? So this is a perfect time to be able to do that, not to mention, because of all these celebrations with the light, it's pointing to that for humanity.
It's helping us get to that point.
Exactly. The celebration, even Christmas itself, represents all aspects of us to go in and renew, a rebirthing, just like the birth of Jesus. It's a birth of the knowing within inside of ourselves. Actually, Christ was not his last name that everybody confuses if we're going to talk religion at all. Christ means man with God, or humankind with God. So it really is an aspect of understanding, again, what are those God traits? Even if you're not a religious person, we still know what those positive self-traits, and we've talked about that all year long, is finding that. Now is the time to really reflect. We know a lot of people that don't like doing that at this time.
Right. Yeah. But you're going to help us find it.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to help us.
Now that we know what the light is, and we know where it is kind of within us, how do we get that out and let it shine? So stay with us, because we're going to talk about that. There's more coming up.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, welcome back to My Carolina. We just talked about finding our light, learning what that light truly means inside of you, especially this time of year. So now, what do we do with it? How do we find that light if we're searching for it?
Well, we often hear, find the light within, and I don't know what that light is.
Even a lot of times we'll say, I see the light in you.
Right.
You know? And so how do they have that?
Know? But you know who does? Our friend Vincent Genna, and he is here to help us out. You explained what the light is. Now you're going to help us find that light and let it shine.
Well, you know, recently people have been walking around with a lot of darkness within them. So now really is the perfect time, especially this year, with all this nonsense that has happened earlier on over the past few years. People find it much harder to see that light within. All year long, we talked about clearing away that clutter, the clutter in your mind, because that's the only thing that is going to suppress and hide that light. But then the most important thing is believing you have one. That is the hardest thing for people to understand. We talk about it all the time. You point it out to others. Oh, you have such a beautiful energy around you, such a beautiful light around you. But that's within everybody, and you have to understand that in order to go after it to start with. Once you begin to recognize and believe, I am a light too, no matter what your position is in life. Yes, there are a lot of people at this time that can say that they're depressed. I don't have any reason to be joyous and celebrate the way everybody else does. But that comes from when you see another person that is having such a great time and you're looking at yourself and saying, well, I don't have the same things, then you're going to get more miserable because they're so happy.
And you're comparing.
And you're comparing yourself. But you have to understand that the only difference between you and that person is that person is seeing his or her own light, and you're just not seeing yours. Except that it's in there.
So how do we do that when we're so bogged down by so many things, and then when you're seeing other people and you know, it's kind of like we're wallowing in that self-pity.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. That wallowing, it really, I don't want that to sound as bad as it sounds.
Right.
But what's really interesting, Amber, people need attention. That's what attention from childhood means. You are lovable.
Right.
And so if you can't get it from the world, you'll give it to yourself, but not in a positive way. And that attention looks like the pity party, self, you know, wallowing.
Feel bad
like
for me.
you said, feeling bad for me because at least somebody's attending to me. And then maybe if I show you how miserable I am, maybe you'll attend to me or you'll give me some love too. We've got to stop that. And the greatest question you said is, how do we do that? We all have choices, and we can control our thoughts. That's what makes us different than the rest of the animal kingdom. That humans can make a choice every single day as to what to believe, how to respond, how they want to react. You know, yes, do they have to make the choice to convince themselves, repeat it over and over again, that I have a light? As a matter of fact, you don't just have a light, you are the light. That's a difference. So people can say, no, I don't have any light within me. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. You are the light, because that's where we came from. This human form and body is an illusion. Inside of us, that's what the aura is. When people can actually photograph that light around you, which is fabulous, that's scientific. So you just have to first tell yourself, I am a light in this world. We were told that. Matter of fact, I am the light of the world. world, you are the light of the world. That was one of the religious leaders that said that, right? And so once you start to accept that and keep repeating it over and over again, the truth of who you are begins to come out with it. Because like I said earlier, the light removes the darkness. So believing you are a light, feeling that you are a light, all of a sudden the darkness within you, that clutter in your mind begins to go away, and good thoughts come up. And you want to bring joy to others, like you guys have brought to me by having me here all the time. That's been such incredible joy. And we feel that once that light starts coming without. And when I say without, it really does shine. People get a chance to see who you are the moment you start believing in yourself in that way and loving yourself as that light. You can't help it. It's nonstop. It'll just keep rolling and going from the slightest little time you take to make that effort.
Well, there you go. We are going into the new year as a brighter light, thanks to our friend Vincent Genna.
You are shining it in on us.
Yeah, that helps us see it. It helps our viewers see it. Thank you for everything that you do, for the wisdom you impart on us every couple of weeks. We are so ever thankful.
Oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled. My year has been incredible because of you ladies, because of this program, to be able to shine that light. We need people like you to help put the light out there.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's just, I love how you tell us how powerful our own mind is and help all our viewers. We hear our viewers come to us all the time and say that what you say is just amazing. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. Where can we find more information?
Absolutely. You go to vincentgenna.com, and that's where you can find my book, The Secret That's Holding You Back, that will help you find that light. You are the light of the world, all of you out there, and right now we need more shining than ever before.
You heard it here first,
Let's
folks.
go shine.
Holidays.
Vincent, happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you.